Hello everyone, welcome back on Instagram channel. Guys, I'm Ramkesh Singh, Unity game developer, YouTuber and blogger. So guys, hope you are doing well and we have finished 3 parts. Oh, great. So hope you understand all the concept, and in last tutorial what we learned is that how you can create a request with the event the server. And in this tutorial what we are going to learn that when we are requesting to the server, so how we can get the response and how we will utilize in other classes. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you that how we'll receive the response and how we are utilizing the delegates to consume that response and just distribute in other classes. Okay, so are you ready to learn new things to get the response? Yeah, so let's start the today tutorial. So first let me tell you that how we are utilizing. Here you can see I have created one method, that is the on handler response, and here is base event, and here we will get the response, and here is two references. Here you can see that here we have subscribe, that method means that is also a callback, and if you are doing this, so then you will get response there, otherwise you will not get this response. So first one is this, and second one is you have to remove the listener. Like in last tutorial I have told you that on reset you have to do SFS remove event listener extension response on handler response. Okay, hope you got that. You have to subscribe this method on two places. Okay, and after that in this is also callback, so whenever you utilize the callback you have to use base event and then event any variables. Okay, great. So what here we are doing, first whenever we get the response we are just printing that what data we are getting. So for printing we are just checking event params. So what happens that whatever we get the response, the key is cmd. Okay, that is the parameter cmd, means in base event you are utilizing everywhere, but there is a parameters. When you will pass that parameter, then you will get the response. So event params cmd dot to string, and here we are printing our data, what data we are getting. Okay, and that is simply log manager. And what here we are doing, here we are doing is that we are creating the isfs object data, and that parameters whatever we are getting as a response we are converting in isfs object. Why we are creating, you can get the response in the json, you can get the response in the object, but object is also a data that we can handle very easily. So whatever the data you are getting, and you are comfortable in parsing the json, you are comfortable in getting the isfs object, so you can utilize that. And here we are getting demo, means we can also get that variable and then print here, so that's not a big issue. But whatever we are getting the data from the server, we have to, means we get the data, means that is the data, and we also convert the in the isfs object. Okay, in ifs object you have to understand very carefully. Okay, so get ready to understand, that is very quick, and once you will understand, so everywhere whatever server you will be utilize, that concept will use. Okay, okay, so whenever you get the data, you convert the isfs object from the server. What you need, because that is not getting triggered, you just get the data inside your application, but that data how you can utilize, you can utilize means whenever you request you use the event custom events. So whenever you get the data, you have data and you have to match with that event, that on which event it's matching the data, means this data is put on for what particular event. So if you get the data, so you have to match the events. So I am going to show you that you have many events. So here I am using the if, okay, and event params cmd to string, and I am checking that on which event data is coming. So I'm checking it is a login handler. If it is the logging handler, let's suppose it is the whatever get data we are getting, if it is the login handler, so we are going inside and we are checking data get utf status. This should be inside your data, okay, means these are the keys. So they will send the data, so there will be status, there will be a lots of things. So I will check if it is true, so it means we are getting the data properly. If it is false, so might be we are getting response on particular event. If boolean is true, means data is great, means we got the data on that particular handler. If we didn't get the boolean true, that is a false, it means that we get the response on particular event but there is something wrong. So at that time we are printing the toast message, so that we can get the know that we are getting the response on particular event but there is a something wrong. So you have to just communicate with your server and let him know that what's going on, and you can give him the message whatever you are getting, and then he will be checked out. So let's suppose here we are going to do a important thing, that whenever we get the response from the login, so what we are going to get, we are getting the user id, means when we are requesting the login, so we are getting the user id, and that thing we are using the delegate. Why we use the delegate? Because sfs manager is we are using the sfs manager, but in every class we don't want to call the sfs manager, that will be too much complicated. So we use the delegate. I know few of means most of people don't use the delegate because they are not clear about the delegate, but you have to, if you don't know about the delegate, you have to learn. There is a video on my channel, as well as you can also search on the Google, so you will understand what is the delegate, how we can get the data and then transfer to the other classes. So here we can't call all the classes every time, we just use the game delegate, and at that time whenever we getting, so we are just passing that data. And when you pass the data on the delegate, so whenever someone method will subscribe this delegate, so their method can utilize that data, okay. So let me show you the game delegate so that you can get more understanding. So here you can see I am using the action delegate. So ISFS object handle response, that is the handle rocking response, and when you will subscribe this delegate, so you will be able to get that data, that ISFS object, because basically this is the parameter, that we are passing here, okay. Why we are passing here? Because that is data in the ISFS object form, okay. And here you can see we have also utilized if else, means every time we are checking that this is the user profile handle. If it is the user profile handles, so we will check that it is boolean is true or false, means we have lots of events, okay, thousands of events I have subscribed, and whenever I get the response, I always do the basic things like I'm checking the boolean, that is it true or false, and whenever it is true or false, I am just receiving all the data, means this, if this is the rooms data, okay. So whenever you get the response, just copy and then paste json to C#, so you will get that rooms data. So I have created, let's suppose I'm taking bringing the, let's suppose we match our custom event, we check boolean is true. Whenever boolean is true, so we get the real data. Real data means whatever data we are getting, like session id, or we are getting the 5 winnings, yeah, we are getting the timer. So whatever we are getting from the server, we are retrieving and we are putting rooms data, means this is related to room, so that's why we have created the rooms data. You can see I have created the class, and whatever data I am getting I will pass here. Okay, so rooms data, so session ID is string, so data is the same thing we are using here, and get UTF string, that is the session ID. Okay, so every data you will get in rooms session ID. Okay, and sometimes you get the array. So how you will get the array? If you are getting a array, so in rooms you have to create a array, and then you have to pass data dot get UTF string, and this is the key, and all the data you are getting, so all the data is divided in the comma form, like it will be like similar to 1 2 3. Okay, so whatever I am getting, I am just converting in my array so that I can utilize him, because I can't utilize that if someone data is 1 2 3. Okay, so I have to convert in the array form. Okay, and this is the all the how you retrieve the string. But when you get the any int, so you at that time you have to use data dot get int, that is the timer, because it is very important, because sometimes we don't know how to get the integer number, because get UTF string is very common but integer is not that much common, so you have to utilize this, and there is not any other, but you can also use the float or other application. So you have to learn that how many types of data you can get. Here you can get all the ISFS object, so you can learn from here. Okay, all the data retrieve. Okay, so I'm doing here same thing, so hope you understand, hope you got the idea. And here I am also using the delegate. So I will let you know in the future, but you have to learn that how I'm never call any classes, I always call the delegate. That is very easy for me, means I have created a delegate. Whenever I need that data, I just call this, and whenever I get this response, so it will be just triggered, because whenever you subscribe my channel, whenever I push a video, so you get the notification. So same thing happens with the delegates, means when some event will happen, like I get the response, at that time this will invoke that delegate, and that will be trigger all the method who have subscribed to this delegate. Hope you understand. The delegate basic concept is that method can subscribe a delegate, and delegate are placed on the events. Whenever some events happen, so delegates get triggered, and when delegates get triggered, so all the method get that triggered. Okay, so hope you understand, and this is the way you can receive the data in the SFS from the server. Okay, if there is any confusion, so drop in the comment box, and this is the way. If you get the understand, you can just write the same code, and if you have any questions, so drop in the comment box. So thanks for watching, and